Episode 51. It turns out when you look things up, things become a lot easier. I'm still kind of disappointed that I looked things up, but to get the bookstore, I feel like I had to. Well, it's not like looking up the bookstore actually helped me get the bookstore, the bookshop. But the fact that it evaded me for this long and I had no idea how to actually progress the things that I was trying to progress in this game, it feels like I had to look things up just so that I knew what I was gunning for, and apparently was the bookshop the entire time. And I guess we'll continue with the bookshop trying to buy out the entire thing, and I guess we can't read those books until the next time we actually get the library, but as long as we can actually buy them from the bookshop, we should be able to make progress. I think. And there's other things we can do today, like with the classroom, I guess. We could go for all 8 classrooms, but I think to do that I would have preferred to have a lot more resources to try that. I think we would mainly need like a lot of gems or something to bypass gems like the emerald bracelet, as well as more steps than we currently have, plus we have the experiment going on that removes 5 steps every time we draw a red room in exchange for a star, but at this point I don't really care about the stars that much. I kind of just want to get the money for the bookshop, so maybe I should actually pause the experiment. That is a thing that I can do, which I haven't really done before, but maybe next time I'm in some kind of computer room, we can remote into security or remote into the lab and turn off the experiment. Just so we don't lose the bookstore in this one time where we actually have it. Before we're done like collecting all of this money or whatever. Maybe I actually want to bust open the piggy bank in the chapel. And actually we can get even more money by getting the bishop. Because we currently have the ambition of the pawn. That'll give us money for going into the chapel. Alright, that's the new game plan for now. I'm glad I paused in this library in between episodes. I guess standing in here gave me the energy of a classroom, stimulated thought and all that. And of course we get a lot of redraws now because we've been building up all of these architecture, drawing, drafting, compass rooms, whatever. Although the workshop... Hang on. We got some pretty good items so far. What did we have again? The shovel, the magnifying glass, the metal detector. With those we can craft the laser thing. But I don't think there were any things we want to light right now. The one thing that keeps on popping into my mind is the thing in the trading post, which we don't have today. We've got the lever. We could combine that with the shovel and a battery. The battery might spawn in here. Then we can get the super digging thing, but I guess that would help us get gems. But we can just get more gems from the parlor, which I forgot to step back into on the way back here. Damn it. Let's just redraw and hopefully get a classroom. We get 6 redraws, right? Classrooms aren't that hard to get, I think. Laundering, huh? Unfortunately, we don't have a lot to launder with. Dining room isn't the worst thing in the world. But we do get 3 more redraws anyway. And I'd still like to go for a classroom if we can. It would be the first new classroom that we haven't seen yet. Do we want the locker room, sauna, or pump room? If we do this, we get 2 free chests actually, which we can open up for like gems and keys, which we would need. And I mean, we're gonna need more gems to get all of the classrooms if that is what we're going for. Why do we have 2 boudoirs? How does that work? I could have sworn it was like you eliminate these rooms from being drawn again, but I guess not. Oh no, wait, I think, didn't we get this bonus from the Hall of Mirrors, like a second boudoir? Is this any different from the first boudoir? Probably not. Go for the classroom or get the treasure chests in the pool. Well, we'd have to use our 2 keys. We'd probably get some keys back. Maybe. Just redraw. Remove my option to actually do anything. My free will. Well, there's that again, but then it's the same problem. We're hitting a dead end right here. One more redraw. If we can get this and like go north of the chapel, then we don't have to worry about classrooms costing gems anymore, or any other rooms costing gems. But no. One more time for the classroom. Crap. Well, at least this continues forward, and we get a key. Right, it would be the key. Also some steps back, very important. Well, shit. I don't think I can pass this up. It's a lot of money. And we need it for the bookshop, which is very rare. It is a dead end though. And we're so close to getting to rank 8, which would let us get even more money from the chapel. But I guess what we can do is try to reach rank 8 from the chapel, which is a hard thing to do. But I do have dice, I guess. 1 dice. I guess a smart thing to do would be the dining room if I want to continue forward, and this would let me get some steps back. But the vault though. Alright, I'm taking the lesson from that really bad day that I had a couple days ago. We're focusing on one thing right now, and that's buying from the bookshop. We might not be able to buy everything from the bookshop, but this lets us buy one more thing. Well, the most expensive thing, I guess. For a second I thought that was a key card. I think I always think it's the key card when I walk in this room. Oh, and these stay open. Well, good. I don't have to worry about like RNG, I guess, because these probably mean the keys don't respawn like uselessly. We can just get like the other keys we're missing. Okay, good. That's a relief. By the way, yeah, Samantha Hayes. I actually believe that she was Samantha, but I guess she's actually Mary. What even is this? Triangle? It seems like that was written in. Actually, yeah, the watermark in the back with the crown and whatever this is, I guess. That's all the same. But it does seem like they drew in some kind of key on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines, which I guess have 2 filled out, an I and a triangle with a line to it, or something. Is that a D? ID? Why would the D be capitalized if I is lowercase? This doesn't have anything related to that, though. Oh well. Okay, so game plan is still to get to rank 8 for the purpose of unlocking through the chapel extra money to use in the bookshop. We're gonna have to get some gems in the parlor on our way back. Steps might begin to be a problem now. I may end up regretting actually doing that experiment, which we can turn off on our way back, I guess. Not that. The gems are not in this box. The blue box is true. The gems are in this box. Let's say this box is true, then this box is also true, meaning this box has to be false. If this is true, the gems are not in this box, and it's in one of these two, and if this is false, the gems are not in this box, so they're in white. That seems to be a reality that can be true. And if there's a reality that can be true, it must be true, because there can't be two true realities. Just to check again. This is true, this is false. If this is true, they're not in this box, so it's one of these two. And if this is false, then they're not in this box, so it must be this one. Okay. Not that many gems, but it's enough to actually work with, hopefully, I think. As we try to make our way to rank 8 from the other side of the house. Before I do anything though, maybe I want to spend this money in the bookshop. Gotta do this, and then we're turning off the experiment. Had to remember how to do that. The lab. And pause the experiment. We don't need stars today, not really. It doesn't seem to mention that the experiment is paused on the sticky note. Doesn't matter. We could go straight to the chapel and make our way up, but before steps become a problem, eyes on the prize. Oh, we do have the running shoe, so that does help us. Here. So with 50 coins, I can buy the history of Arvindia. We already bought the new clue, which was 50 coins. I think just in terms of cost, maybe I should go for like the highest cost available. That might be the most reasonable thing to do if those are the most valuable, like game-wise, balancing-wise. We know most about the Roman rune stuff through the other book. And these are the other drafting strategies, I guess, which... Do we need to know about drafting strategy this late in the game? Maybe we do if this is the endgame bookstore and this could teach us about endgame strategy stuff. Just give us this for now. We're gonna buy things at the highest possible cost first, assuming they're the most important. Steps are a problem though. Big, big problem. And they continue to be a problem. Oh, is that from this? No, it's from somewhere else. There it is. Very hidden. It'd be rather hard to make it to rank 8 through this and all the way back to the bookshop with just 20 steps. Not impossible, though. We might even want to consider breaking this open if we don't want to re-roll the bookshop in later days. Knowing how hard it was to get it in my first 50 episodes. Gallery goes north. probably just don't want to gamble on this. Although, no wait. The breaker box would let us bypass security doors, but it's a dead end. Kind of a big problem for us. The problem now is that we haven't hit a security door yet. And it's bound to happen. We might hit a security door immediately, right here in the gallery, for example. Any door could be a security door. At some point, we need to get like a 3-way branching thing, or even a 4-way branching thing, just to get other doors that we can try on. Here we go. Alright, not security. That'll help. This will help. 2 doors, if one of them is a security door, we can bypass it, or rather, go around it. Or we can just, hope that the other door could be like the breaker box, and then we can bypass the security door anyway. But it would be a lot of steps to go back to security. Well, some steps. And I guess we can open this up. We still have the lockpick kit. It might even be keys inside. Or 1 key, plus other things. Let's try north first, I guess. Secret passage, not bad. It goes straight and we can choose what we want it to be. Before we continue though, do I want to make this the garage? Because it's almost definitely going to be the garage. We could get 3 keys from it, but the keys aren't the most useful to us right now. What we need are the chances to re-roll things, or the chance to go north from here. So I think rather than the garage, we want any room going to the north, like the morning room. I know this game well enough that the garage almost always spawns here. Not well enough to know like the exact rank numbers that it spawns in, but somewhere in the middle, I guess. Alright, we'll do this. Now let's actually continue down this path a bit. Potentially wasting some steps here. This will be good if we find any food. Okay, maybe keys are starting to be a problem now. Workshop goes north, and I was thinking about like workshop stuff. But I don't think we want to combine anything we have. Alright, it's a security door. Is there a key card sitting... Is there anything there? Dare I waste a step just to check? Wait, is that a sledgehammer? Is that the handle of a sledgehammer? I think that's a sledgehammer. I don't think that's immediately useful to us, but we might as well spend 2 steps. I guess. But this is also kind of good because this eliminates 1 security door from being randomly drawn in any other room. So now it's less likely to be in the secret passage or beyond it, I guess. What can we even make? This is a thing. Wait, did we make this before? I don't think we want this right now because we want money. Right, wasn't this just like the better lockpick or something? Which, I mean, would save us on keys, but I don't think we really have to worry about that right now. Again, we want money. Nothing there. Alright, that's the laser. What's this? Again, we want the money, but this seems new. The detector gives us chance to find keys and money in small sums. This would probably amplify the effect of the shovel in some way. Could we dig up like better things, maybe? Nothing. Nope, not that. Nothing. Alright, we know that has to be with the... yeah. And then the last thing would be the same thing. So I guess we can try this, at the cost of maybe small sums of money and a few keys, just for the chance at getting something interesting. Detector shovel. Maybe it still works as a metal detector. Greater chance of finding coins and keys. Great, it still works that way. Much greater chance of finding coins and keys while digging. Which is great and all, but I kind of dug up a lot of things already. And it's pretty late in the day. Things might end pretty unceremoniously. Whether it's due to step count or hitting a dead end or something else. Well, what do we want? Not a red room. Bedroom might be a dead end. Green rooms. Which green rooms let us go through? Actually, it could be... it can only be a few things, because most of these only spawn at the edge. It would probably end up being either the courtyard or the secret garden. Or not the garden, the cloister. Both of which give me a lot of places to go through. And we can use our fancy new shovel if it's either one of those. Well, the cloister we can't dig past those walls for whatever reason. I think the green room this time. Unless there's something I really want to buy. No, we absolutely want to buy through this. Well, if it were the casino, which is technically a shop, we could pick up even more money from that. And the casino isn't a dead end. But it is a one-way, and it could be just like another security door. I think green thumb's the way to go for the amount of doors that we get, and also the chance to dig something up. Why is this bypassed? Wait, how did we do this? Why is this no cost? There's like the one green room that lets you bypass the cost of all the green rooms. But that's not it. How did we do this? Oh, is it because... it must be some kind of special rule that you can't hit a door that you can't open if you have 0 gems. There always has to be something that you can buy with a 0 gem cost. So maybe they special cost bypass at least one room. This would let us get to rank 8, but I think I want to go for the dig spots for the money. And we can go north. With at least like one door as long as it's open. And we have the dice, so yeah. Alright, there's the security door, unfortunately. But as long as our dice doesn't screw us, we can still head north from here. We just need one room. We have all the gems in the world. All the keys in the world too, apparently. And all the tin cans in the world. Pretty notable sums of coins, I guess. But I guess we still get a bunch of trash. Here and there. Oh right, the sledgehammer. Oh good, the compass. Even more chance to go north. And this, I guess. Maybe we'll find a big treasure chest filled with money. If we can access the room, which we can. That's just like 1 south of here. Show me again. Rank number 6. Yeah, the secret passage right south. So yeah, as soon as we hit rank 8, we might have to turn around for a step count. Let's see, 15, so 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Just enough to get back to the bookshop. We're gonna have to turn around immediately once we hit rank 8. Unless we find a way to regain our step count. But that's probably the limit of how much money we can get, I guess. Okay, good. Going north. And it's a classroom, which is new. I could have also gone for the pool to open up those chests, but I wanted the new classroom. Well, here we go. And this too. Any more food before I look at this stuff? Like a cupcake or... no, okay. So yeah. This is very important for what we're doing right now, isn't it? There's a name that I haven't seen before. Pulling out my notebook page. I had most of this stuff here, like colors and realm sigils. I don't think I've seen Korarica before. I guess Vera Shores is just Vera. More Raven is also new, I think. And then there's more Ajay. Further nuance. With an E. So that's where nuance is. Oh, and look. The planets. They actually are accurate to that planetarium thing, the little model. Just 5 planets in the solar system, and their planet is called Mora. The outer circle? That sounds almost Lovecraftian. Well, gotta take a lot of pictures here. Sec. And there. Alright, and take a picture of the entire thing. Zoom out a bit. What's this circle here? The 3 of tides. Playing with one hand here with my other hand on the phone. Isles of Orsay? Where is that? Oh, it's that over there. This little Bermuda Triangle, I guess. So before I take more pictures, just gotta check my other note page. We had Fenaries, Araja. We don't know what orange is. I guess I previously assumed it might have been a Raja. But that was when I only thought there were like 3 countries or something. I guess the 7 would be Archeries, Arinda, Aries, Araja, Nuance, Morajai, Vera, and Korarica. Or Koriricha, whatever. Moraven, I guess, would be like a... I don't know, the larger continent. And Orindia would also be like this continent, or this side of the globe. So I think I wrote down Morjai as the... not Morjai. Vera Shores. As the... Orange Heart, presumably. Wait, which one? Archeries was definitely the... yeah, the Yellow Mountains, but... which one was Morjai again? I have that on question mark on a couple of things here. Maybe Morjai was the arch. I have that in question marks, so... that's right, it was the boat. Morjai was the boat, and it's, of course, right there with the bay. Right, so I should cross all that question mark, just confusing myself with that. And it was the white. Yeah, we did confirm that, and it was the arch based on the way that stamp looked when looking through the magnifying glass. So that one is pretty much done. So I think Korarica is the diamond. Let me cross off what I have here and write Corverica. And just by process of elimination, I'm pretty sure that's true. Yeah, Verishois should be orange. I won't even put down a question mark next to Corverica on the diamond. And I think that would have to be pink, also by process of elimination. Okay. Oh, I should take a picture of this though. And there. And these close-ups. What is this? Should I take a picture of this? I guess. Something about degrees. And again, numbers 1 through 8. Hey, wait. Is this some kind of puzzle? Those look like stones on some kind of pedestal or something. Are you supposed to like step on these in a certain order or something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The sacred circle. I guess we'll look out for that if we can. Oh, and this would be like the South Pole, I guess. Oh, hey. There are some realm sigils here. Perfect. Not sigils, cores, whatever. Okay, so that would be a Raja. So I'm going to have to like do some mental geometry, I guess. If a Raja is here, which is the top right of this, then directly across the globe, I guess. And we can kind of tell from the shape, I guess, because a Raja sort of has this crescent shape. Sort of. Directly across from a Raja would be a diamond, which kind of has a... I'm not sure how to describe that shape, but... based on these circles, concentric with this infinity or the 8, which I guess the 8th continent would be like the South Pole or whatever, Antarctica or something. On the first, second, third ring out, that would be the southmost continent, because the next southmost continent, which is this... no, that would be a Raja, not the heart, right. Okay, so this one is on the opposite side of a Raja. So again, using these lines, if we were on the opposite side of the world... oh, well, okay. Let me take a picture of that then. And maybe we can just zoom in. Let me just check my photo quickly. Can I zoom in enough to see like all of the details on this? I guess I can. Nah, my phone's doing this annoying thing. All of the photos that I have been taking have been rotated weirdly, because my phone was in locked mode. Okay, there. That one is rotated fine. Alright. So yeah. Seeker of signs, or whatever. I can see all the details from the photo well enough, but... wow. There's a moon around the other moon. Incredible. It's almost like sci-fi, or fantasy. And for all the details, I'll take a closer-up photo with a magnifying glass. Any details down here? Isle of Orsay. I think we could see all of this text well enough. And beyond just the actual drawings of the maps here, there's also these drawings all around, which might be historical in some way. I'm not sure what to make of it though. Oh, we got some angels here. In eclipse is eclipse. This guy's got a map. I don't think that's anything important, though. It's just a constellation. You're looking through a microscope, but little do you know, we're spying on you. I don't think there are any further details I need to worry about. Can we see Mount Holly from here? Let's see, that's the equator. Oh, I think that's Mount Holly right there. That's where we are. Little do we know, we're looking on ourselves. All the way from space or something. Alright, this is neat and all, but let's get the other picture. There. Gotta unblur my photo. There we go. What's all this then? With the planets? Some kind of weird spiral. Is this something to do with the constellations? The spiral of stars. Maybe like for every constellation you get, every star, you go outwards towards something and each star represents something important or something. I don't know. This is a weird thing. The vulture and the bat. Weird mythology stuff. We're learning so much today. This looks important. Bunch of guys holding books and characters that I can't read. Oh, not books, they're holding chess. What is this? This, like these little pips on a game board or something. The way up a mountain or something? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... And wherever it goes, I don't know. Doesn't seem to continue to the other side. And then the hearts above it. There's like 5 of them. I have no idea what this means. Okay, so back to the other thing that I was wondering about. On the opposite side of a Raja is the nuance, I guess. We know that's nuance, or I'm pretty sure that's nuance. No way. Nuance is right here. Is that? No. This shape, this little, the one that the diamond is on, does look a lot like this slender island here. So I've had it wrong the entire time. I made the assumption that the core for nuance was the block with the semicircle coming out of the bottom, just because I thought the blimp was vaguely resembling that shape. But that's incorrect. Nuance is actually the diamond. We finally corrected that, I guess. Didn't know it was wrong the entire time. So that means on the opposite side of a Raja, if we're going like this way across the globe, eastwards or whatever, yeah, eastwards, no westwards, sorry. It's always a problem for me, east and west. Going westwards, which would be counterclockwise on this, what I thought was nuance would actually be Vera, I guess? But I had that as orange. Wait. That does look right though, shape-wise. Is Vera really that shape? The heart is definitely orange, and I thought Vera was orange, based on the orange stamp. Well, if that's true, then the heart would be Corverica, which we kind of know nothing about. So I guess that could be orange, and then Vera is just what? The diamond? No, not the diamond, the... No, we know... God damn it, my notes are all jumbled up. We know Morajai is definitely the arch, it's white, it's got the boat. It doesn't really appear here. Wait, what about this other thing that had the sigils on it? Again, I'm playing with one hand here. Ah, damn it. This thing in the top left. That doesn't really help me, does it? That doesn't seem to be geographical. It's called the Seeker of Signs. Well, it might be geographical. Because Arch Aries is slightly above Orinda's sigil, which is above Araja's symbol. And I guess... Which one is that again? Morajai, the arch, is also kind of in the Norse area. So slightly south of Morajai would be the rectangle with the semicircle, and then further south would be the diamond. But then there's the heart too in the center, which I don't know what that means. I guess Nuance could be sort of centrally located based on that map. Really just based on this, I should already know everything that I need to know. This is definitely a Raja. And this is definitely Nuance, the diamond. Now we know what Morajai is, so Vera has to be this thing. Okay, we're crossing off the heart, I guess, or crossing off Vera Shores from the heart, despite my confidence in that being the orange stamp. And then crossing off the diamond here, that's going to be... I'm going to need a new page for this. Whatever, I'll do that in between episodes. The rectangle with the circle on the bottom, that's Vera Shores. Which might be pink. This is all unraveling, I don't know. And then Corverica would be the orange heart. Does that make sense? I guess I'll put down Corverica. Question mark. Next to the orange heart. I don't know. There's like this little island with this arching island above it, almost like an exclamation mark. To the right of the greater tress there, the text. And then to the right of that is another island and then another island, which makes Vera. So Vera is definitely this symbol, the rectangle with a semicircle. But I guess that could be orange, right? No. The heart's definitely orange based on Classroom 1. They can't both be orange. So I guess Vera Shores is the pink this thing, I guess. And the orange heart is Corerica. I guess. I don't know. Very weird. That's the working theory. Maybe the stamp color again doesn't matter. Maybe it was just misleading. A red herring of some sort. Wait a second. Could I have been reading these? God damn it. Well, this helps a lot. I should have realized it was the same thing as the other places. Okay, let's just take a quick glance. Which ones are the best and which ones are the worst? Political statement. You didn't even give us a number out of how many they got right. Alright, that's all of them. There's 5 of them. This one and this one are both 5 out of 7. Arch Aries correct. Fen Aries, Orinda Aries, whatever correct. Araja correct. We're just matching this up against our own knowledge, which is actually almost complete, I guess, so we can just match this up against our own notebook. So I think the 2 wrong here would be the diamond and the arch. Those 2 are swapped. Or wait. No. No, that should be right. The arch is definitely supposed to be Morajai, the one with the bay. And the diamond would then be nuance. So yeah, that does match with my new understanding of the world. Which I'll call the title of the episode, My New Understanding of the World, or something like that. A New Understanding of the World. So the 2 that would be wrong here. Looks like the diamond is wrong and Araja is wrong. So yeah, those 2 swap. The diamond is definitely nuance. Okay, this clears up like a lot of the problems that I had. So we know which sigil belongs to which country. That's all correct now. The colors might be a little bit of a toss-up, just because the stamp colors don't 100% correspond to the actual color. But I feel like we're on the right track. And I don't think we have to look at the rest of these, but we could confirm like which ones are correct and which ones are wrong. Oh, there's actually only 4 of these sheets. And I guess maybe like one on the... yeah. The blank one. But this one was the political statement. Yeah, okay. Orinda Aries instead of the Pentagon. It's kind of funny. Nice one, Kathleen. I guess grade 4 is old enough to recognize political injustice. Whereas in grade 1 they were all coloring things in red and saying all of their favorite stuff was red. Oh hey. We kind of have seen this already, haven't we? From the subway map or something like this, but maybe we'll take a picture of it just in case. Morning Bay. Yeah, we know about this location. There's Mount Holly in Reddington, that's where we are. Which is actually not exactly where I thought we were based on the map. Old Oris, I guess. Maybe like the old castle? Colossus Orinda, some kind of huge monument, I guess. And some other thing to the north. But we know about this, the Royal Museum and like the tower that is close to the Royal Museum. Was that where? No, it was in Reddington where the Epson's estate was, their old castle or whatever. So it was actually over here, right? Oh no, yeah, this is the approximate location of Mount Holly. Yeah, I guess so. And there's the Morning Bay. And that's where the crown was stolen, right around there. Alright, we spent a lot of time in this classroom, but it was a lot to learn. Our main goal is still to get back to the bookshop with all these steps remaining. If we can get a few more steps, that would be great. But we're not spending money on steps. We will redraw a number of times. If we can get a classroom, that'd be like some more lore we can get. But maybe we just want the cloister. Or anything else that goes in 4 directions. Or like the 2 directions that matter to getting more rooms. This would let us bypass the doors, but we'd have to go back to a computer room. We can't really do that. Oh, this many steps. We could get more steps like this, but that blocks off the rest of the room. Or the rest of the house. We could just call it a day. Approximately. If we can, I would like to go for I could have gone for the boiler room. That would have gone in both directions. I'd like to go for another classroom if we can. I guess we can do this. Why not? We still have enough steps thanks to that apple to get all the way back if we spend a little bit of time here. I'll just have to be very sure. So give us the bishop. And let's go... This should be less locked, I guess. Not that it matters. Okay. Well, hang on. We can also do room 8 with one of our special keys. Which would just give us like another door going like this way, I think. Because it goes off to the right of where you enter. I think we can do better than just room 8. Just use a key. Okay, a classroom. That's kind of what we want. Quick check. There is food in there. That's kind of what we want. And grade 5 is all about art? I guess so. Are we going to get lore from this? Probably not as much as the geography class. Draw 2 things that share all but one letter of their name. Tooth and two. Oh, I see. They misspelled two. Tooth, that is. Or two, whichever one. And it's all but one letter. Even if it was T-O-O for two, it's still 2 letters between tooth and two. And again, this is for this stupid puzzle. I'm not sure who, at this point in the game, wouldn't have solved this puzzle, like started to solve this puzzle, which appears in every room, almost every room. I would have only figured out how this puzzle works by the time they get to Classroom 5, which is really hard to reach, but maybe there are some people. Robot and root. They got a B for that, even though it's clever? Come on. How do you even grade this? You're not giving them a very good prompt here. An acorn and corn. Is that better than robot and root? I don't know. I guess they're grading how well they drew the things, too. That's really all there is to this one. No real lore here, I don't think. Yeah, this one's all about this one thing. Oh, kind of creepy art. Sometimes, anyway. Okay. Enough of this. I guess we'll still explore down this branch since we got the extra steps. Maybe get a few more classrooms. We're so close to getting all 8 of them. We might be able to do it with the amount of rerolls that we have. And the amount of keys, of course. We'll just keep on redrawing, and if we don't get the classroom, we'll just take whatever we can get. I don't want to pass up the trophy room, but it's just gems. We don't need gems. It's just kind of like alluring, the trophy room, all of those gems. All we really need is knowledge, which is also like a good name for the title of the episode. Are we not allowed to get the classroom from the classroom? I'm pretty sure that's not like a stated rule. I feel like I've ever only gotten a classroom from not a classroom before. Well, here's a thought. But we would need more gems to do this. I don't think there's a good way we can get more gems. And this would dead end us. I think what we're just going to do is redraw one more time with our free redraw. And if it's not the classroom, we'll decide from there what we want to do. Okay, we'll take the pool hall, just to up our counter. I could have taken the more gems, I guess, but who cares? Anything? Nothing. I guess we get a special key too. That'd be 4 squared, 16. 5 squared, 25, minus 20 is 5. 4 squared is 16, minus 1 is 15, divided by 3 is 5. The key card, great. Well, that's at least 2 more doors I can open on the way back, but we would need food to do that. Yeah, just use a normal key. We have enough keys, I think. I guess the bedroom. We don't have to waste any steps on it, and it lets us go south. And sometimes there's an item, sometimes not. Oh, sometimes there is. Okay, good. Damn it. No, wait. It would be the rabbit's foot, right? The rabbit's foot combines with this for the better coin purse. Or was it the metal detector? Because like a magnet gets attached to it as like a keychain. But I'm pretty sure it's like a lucky purse, right? Yeah. Pretty sure it was a rabbit's foot. Because this does actually help us get more coins from our bonus in the chapel, I'm pretty sure. Okay, either we use room 8 here, the room 8 key, which would just get us like something, I don't know. We wouldn't get the same reward we got last time. Maybe there's no reward at all even. Or we just use a normal key, which we might kind of need for these other rooms. Let's save the key and just use the key 8, I guess. Can we even get anything from this still? Oh, do we have to solve it again? I already solved it that one time, so I'm just gonna look it up, the answer. Which I already looked up, like, I had to look up 2 or 3 of the statues that I couldn't figure out. But I solved most of it, right? That counts for something. Blueprints, room 8, puzzle. I'm sure I could remember some of these if I looked at them. I just don't want to go back and forth. Where are the answers? From left to right. Monkey. Lion, swan, elephant. Penguin, bear, rabbit, dog. The confusing thing about this puzzle is that sometimes the sin has to do with the animal, and then other times it's just kind of meaningless. Kind of like how the stamps work, sometimes they correlate to the color, and other times they're meaningless apparently. Oh, is it just a free allowance token every time? I guess that's not too bad. You kind of have to go to the trouble of doing the puzzle again, which I mean, if you know the solution it's not a problem, but it's still annoying. And I guess I could end the episode here on this classroom, but I'd rather close out the day since we're just about done with this. we need, from the passageway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 steps. At minimum. We could spend a little bit more to go to like the security door here. 2 more, I guess, 13. So let's try to enter this room with 14, because we don't want to have 0 steps in the bookshop. Which actually means we can only step in this room once if it doesn't have what we want, and we can't do the weight room. There's pretty much no chance that this is going to be any food in it. We could just go for a wild berry. We could redraw too. If we're really just going for the classroom, we might as well redraw, right? No classroom. Give us the gift shop. And we'll just open this door. If it ends up being anything helpful, we can walk in. If not, then we can just ignore it. How many of these rooms do we have? At least 2. The clock tower and the mail room. And the morning room. So 3 keys. I guess this is an okay way to end the day. I was going to use a berry, but I mean, it could be the classroom. Okay, it's not the most optimal way to do this, but did we get the bonus for this? Drafting the observatory, did our star count increase? Maybe it did. We don't have to walk in, right, to get the extra star? Whatever. I'm not wasting any steps on it. The last thing we'll do is just open up the security door and see if it's of any use to us. Like for steps or whatever, which doesn't really matter. Well, I'll bury it. Those are just keys. Is it late in the day? Kind of. Did another sanctum key spawn, maybe? Well, we're not going to check. I doubt it. There's like infinite keys. Infinite sanctum keys in this room. At least we got some good music as we close out the day. So I just have to make sure that I don't misstep anywhere. At least the running shoes is still activating. Plus 10 coins from the 30 coins that we got from this. Now here's the decision. Do we break open the piggy bank? Is this like forever? Probably not forever, but we'll have to like start reaccumulating coins into here. With this we can afford the 40 cost book. The next highest was 20. So this would let us afford that. And then the next 2 were 8 and 8, 16, so we can actually get both the 40 and the 16 with our current amount. And I guess the next time that we get the bookshop, we could just spend 20 coins easily on that. So I think we'd rather just keep on saving the Keeper of Ties until another time we really need money. Because we only have 1 more book that we have to buy from the bookshop, which only costs 20 after this, if I did my math right. And to even get to the bookshop, we'd have to get the library again. But we'll be in and out of the library reading all these new books that we got, which is going to be kind of a pain to get the library again and again. But we'll have to try for that, I think. Oh, is the music done? Come on. I really like that piano music. And here we are. The last thing we're going to do today. 40 on the Curse of Blackbridge. 8 on Drafting Strategy Volume 4 and 8 on 5. I guess in a sense this was the most optimal way that I could have done things, because we technically already read Realm and Rune, even if it was a mangled version of the book. This definitely has more information that we don't have, but we probably know enough about the realm sigils and stuff, and with our new understanding of the world and all that from geography, this might not teach us anything new. Alright. That's it. With our last 3 steps, I guess we can walk out and get a breath of fresh air as the day comes to a close. If the running shoes didn't activate. Never mind, it's too cold outside. We'll end the day inside the entrance hall. Okay. Productive day, again, because I looked things up. Although, unrelated to my whole strategy just now, I picked up the library the very first time I drafted a room in this day. Could I have gotten the bookshop even if I didn't look anything up? Actually, no, I wouldn't have. Because I would have just gone north of the library without the knowledge that I had to get the bookshop from the library. And the first time that I drafted from the library today, it wasn't one of the options. The only reason I got the bookshop was because I specifically seeked out 2 dice from the guy's bedroom so I could re-roll the library, and I wouldn't have had that strategy if I didn't know the bookshop was the exact thing I needed to progress. So yeah, looking things up was good in the end. It's bad that I'm not experiencing uncovering these things to my own ability or whatever, but this is really just how this game kind of progresses. With all the RNG and all of these things that you kind of specifically have to draw to progress, there's a point where you can't really just rely on RNG that much anymore unless you have a lot of time. And this is a point in time where I think I've spent enough time already, both on the game and this episode. So with that said, now would be a good time to take a break.